Hi, welcome back to the Buckeye Gardener channel. Today I'm going to show you how I harvest and cure my onions. I started these onions from seed this year and they did really good. I'm definitely going to do that in the future. They couldn't have did any better. So I've got three different kinds of onions back here. There's candy down here on the end. They're actually standing up better than the other two, and they were only supposed to be 90-day onions. Right now we're about 100 days. I started them the end of February. I put them in the ground April 14th. I started counting from that day. So I forget what today's date is. It's the 23rd of July, something like that. So they are about 100 days old. So what I'm going to do is dig them up today, leave them lay in the sun for a day, and then tomorrow I'll take them up under the deck and I'll set my sawhorses up and put a piece of wire down so they get a little bit of airflow, and we'll lay them under the deck probably, I don't know, anywhere 2 to 6 weeks. We'll see how they dry out. Usually I think it's about 3 or 4, but it's been awfully wet this year, so we'll see how they dry out. It's supposed to be hot at the end of this week. I think they're calling for 91, 92, 93 at the end of the week. And that's pretty warm for here in Ohio. So I'm going to get them out of the ground today. Give them a day to sit in the sun. I'll just pull them out, lay them there. You can see these are full of weeds. I'm embarrassed to even show this, but I was on my hands and knees 2 weeks ago, pulled the weeds out here. That's how thick they came back. And you can't hardly see the onions now, but they were, I don't know, almost 3 foot tall. They were just really good. So I'm hoping for some big onions. So let me show you how I dig them up here and lay them on the ground, dry them out, and then I'll show you how I put them on the deck and dry them tomorrow, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so I'm gonna start here on these candy ones, and I've harvested a few of these. We've ate them already. We've made some onion rings and a few meals here and there out of them. You can see that they did really well this year. That's a nice size onion. Nothing to complain about there. So these are sweet onion. They're not supposed to last quite as long as some of the other ones. So these and the walla shouldn't last quite as long. So I'm gonna eat these first. We'll make some good onion rings and stuff out of it. You can see a good root growth. The plant itself was nice and big. I'm really happy with these this year. These are probably some of the biggest onions I've grown. There's a couple in here that's really good size. So what I'll do is just pull them up out of the ground. I'm just using this fork to break the dirt loose, knock the dirt off. That one's even bigger. That's a nice onion right there. These are good and sweet too. I'm really happy with these. So all I'm gonna do is knock the dirt off like that. Yeah. So we'll go through, dig them all up like this. You want to leave the plant and everything attached to them while you cure them. What I'll do is just lay them out here in the sun for the day. It'll dry the roots up a little bit, start drying the onion up. We'll just leave them lay here like this for today. Now tomorrow I'll come back, collect them all, take them up under the house, and I'll put them in the shade for a few weeks and let them dry out. So let me dig the rest of these up and I'll show you how many I got. We'll do a count. And I brought a little scale with me. We'll see how big some of these are. That thing's bigger than an apple. That thing is huge. And I'm really excited for that. There's some of these wallas that are even bigger than that. So let me dig the rest of them up real quick and I'll show you how it looks. Alrighty, we got them all dug up. Here's what we got. These ones here are Patterson. These are a hybrid onion. They're supposed to be a long-lasting storage onion. They're supposed to last up to a year, so we'll see how they do. I've got 35 of those, so they did pretty good. These are the wallas, and some of these are massive. We're gonna weigh one here in a minute. I think I've got 35. I had 40 of these, and these are a lot bigger. Now, these are a sweet onion. They won't last quite as long, so we'll eat these and the candies first. Make some onion rings and just everything else. We got salsa coming up. We got tomatoes about ready. Make some salsa. I'm gonna make some hot pepper mustard here in the fall. I'll use a bunch in that too. So here's the candy onions, and I think I ended up with 25 of these, but we've ate, I don't know how many, probably 10 or 15 already this year. So we've been eating on them, and they turned out pretty good size too. It's kind of hard to tell in the video. We're gonna weigh one of these wallas real quick. Let's see how big one of these got. All right, got a little kitchen scale set up here. And this one here is the biggest walla that I had. I don't know, it's at least 4 inches across, probably a little bit bigger. Huge onion, and these are pretty good too. So let's see what it weighs here. I got her on 0. Get the onion to sit still. 1.33 pound, 1 1/3 pound onion. That's pretty good. So we got a whole bunch of them in there. Most of those are probably right around a pound. So I got 40 pounds of onions there just in that kind. So we got plenty of onions for us this year, and pretty excited about that. All right, so quick change of plans. I said I was gonna leave these out here all night and pick them up tomorrow morning, but they're calling for a storm now moving in here later on. It's supposed to rain, so I don't really want to leave these out in the rain overnight. I was going to leave them out here and leave them out till about noon tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and gather them up and put them in the truck. Well, you can see, just let's sit them in the sun all day, that they've dried out. They've darkened up a little bit on the outside. The roots have dried up a little bit already. So you can see what it does. If you can leave them in the sun for a couple days, help dry them out, it really helps them out, I think. But we'll gather these up and get them under the deck for tonight, and tomorrow I'll spread them out on that wire. All right, got them all loaded up for the night. I couldn't even get all those candies in that 5-gallon bucket. I had less of those than the other ones. But you can see a whole milk crate full of those. That big milk crate down there is full of the Walla Wallas. I did get them all in there, all 40 of them. But man, those are some big onions. I hope they really dry out and keep for a while. Well, I'm glad I moved these in last night because we ended up with a 1/2 inch of rain out of them storms overnight. So I'm glad I got them onions out of the rain. So what I got here, just sawhorses set up. I got some 2x4s laid across. And I got a piece of wire I'm going to lay all these onions on. So they got some good airflow. We're underneath the deck here outside, so they'll be out of direct sunlight except for maybe the first half hour in the morning, but that'll be okay. They'll be out of sunlight all day. It's on the north side of the house, so it'll get some shade, and there's always breeze blowing in here. So this ought to dry them out pretty good. So let me lay them out there, and I'll show you what I've got. All right, we got them all spread out there on a single layer, trying to keep them where they don't overlap. You can see my garlic down below that I did in the other video. It's about dried up. It's just about ready to clean up and store for the winter. Everything looks pretty good here. We got them all spread out. Like I said, try to get them single layer where they get some air underneath. Some of these Walla Wallas were so big that they wouldn't fall through the holes, so I just stuck the stem down in, which made it pretty nice. But that's how big those things are. They're just massive. So I'm pretty excited about them. There was a couple of these that was a little soft today that I threw over the hill of the Walla Wallas. So we'll see. I'll probably just grow one of these 2 varieties next year, the candy and the Walla Walla. We'll see. I want to see which one stores the best. Probably whichever one stores the best I'll grow. It was just kind of an experimental year this year. This is the first year doing it from seed, and I had a really, really good harvest. These are the ones, the storage onions. See how long we get store out of them. I'm going to try something new, storing them in the garage this year where it's nice and cool. See how they do in there. Well, that wraps up our onion harvest for the year. I'm pretty happy with it this year. Like I said, first year starting from seed, and had pretty good results. Definitely going to do them from seed again. Those seeds come from seeds and such. I look back, I started those February 20th. I put them in the ground April 14th, and I harvested them July 24th. So that's the dates I did everything on this year. That's how it worked out. So I think I probably could have pulled them a week ago. Kind of wish I would have, because I lost 4 or 5 of those Walla Wallas, I think. But everything else did really good. So like I said, that's how I did my onions. Give onions a try from seed. I'm pretty excited with them. If you can start them somewhere inside or somewhere where you can, get them started early, I think that's the way to go. I wish I'd got them in the ground a week sooner last year. We had some nice weather there. It probably would have helped them out to getting started early too. But really happy with the results. So that's how I did my onions this year, and give it a try. All right, thanks for watching.